Chase with the Blue Futon. And another digital release, it is going to be a South Korean movie called The Chase. Because my first name is Chase, it's gotta be a good movie, right? So let's see what The Chase is about. I'm gonna guess it's about a chase. So The Chase, what's it about? It's pretty simple. It is about a chase. There was a serial killer 30 years ago that killed elderly men living by themselves, and also women in their 20s that also live by themselves. And now 30 years later, the same thing is happening in an apartment complex where an evil, well, more just like a mean old man lives, and he has to save room 205, and with him, the help of a detective that 30 years ago just kind of froze in the moment when he could actually save someone's life. So what I like about this movie is very simple, to the point, and fun. Some good comedy elements, but overall it's a ho-hum movie, and I'll put it that way. With the acting in the movie, it's very believable. It looks good. The story makes sense. There are some good twists and turns in this movie, and there are some good gory elements in this movie that you did not see coming. Because there'll be some comedy elements and like good gore, and you're like, oh shit, we're going there. Okay, I kind of like that. But it's something that I wish this movie just gave more to us, gave more to the audience, like more suspense, more thrills, more something. It was just like you're expecting something more chasier for a movie called The Chase. Yes, you are chasing after this one guy, but it's not really a chase. It's more of a detective movie of figuring out where this guy is in this part of Korea. There are some funny chase sequences, however. There's one where an old man is trying to go after a younger man, and the younger man is injured, so they're kind of wobbling around the streets and the stairs of South Korea, and that scene is pretty funny. And there are also other funny scenes in the movie kind of like that. But with this movie, you expected a little bit more action as well as suspense, kind of like I said before. There are action set pieces in this movie that you expect an action set piece to happen, but then it cuts to another scene in the movie, to another character, and then 5 minutes later, the action scene is gone, and you're supposed to believe that this person beat up this many people. So you're just like, I wanted to see some action in that movie. But this really isn't supposed to be an action movie. It's supposed to be a police detective story of saving room 205. And on that key note of saving room 205 and that type of story, it does work. There are enough twists and turns in this movie of characters, of who they are, of who you believe they are, and what the actually outcome of these characters are do make sense, and there are some good twists and turns with that scenario of like who this old detective actually really is, who is the sandwich shop owner, who keeps visiting the sandwich shop owner, who is this mean old man that owns this apartment complex and comes from the North Korea, which I wish they went a little bit more on that timeline of who this guy is. Yeah, he came from North Korea and he's a mean guy, but it doesn't really tell you why he's a mean guy or what happened in his past. Maybe because his past in the North made him very, like, mad at the people in South Korea are taking things for granted like we are in the States right now. But with that, I wish they kind of went more on his backstory. And then the believability of some of the chase sequences of what these characters are going through, because some of them do get stabbed, some of them do get shot, and then like 10 minutes later, they're kind of like, I'm back! And you're like, oof, I don't know if I believe that to an extent. As well as there's something that has to do with fingers in this movie, of how someone can remember someone with fingers, but I don't know how that makes sense when you think about the story someone says with this finger thing. But you know what? It is what it is. You just had to believe this movie of the chase. They're chasing after a bad guy. I'm a sucker for these type of movies, but there are a lot better Korean detective movies out there, bar none. I understand that a lot of the Korean detective movies don't put comedy in their stuff because they make them really gritty and really R-rated. This one is still R, if it had to give a rating, because there are blood, there is language, there is some good gory scenes, but you've seen it all before, but I can still recommend it. So The Chase will receive a 3 out of 5 with Futon because that's 60%. So the Critics News scores gave this one. So I'm sorry guys, there's absolutely nothing. There is nothing on Rotten Tomato for The Chase. But what we do have is a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb. So we'll go with that with a 65%, a 60 or 65% chase out of the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. One more thing, Butantopia, you Boof Tony. Thank you for watching. Have a great day with the chase of the chase. I am watching a Criterion Collection movie right now that is another 4-hour movie. So that's why I've been doing a lot of the digital ones, because I'm like going back and forth of like, watch an hour, watch that, watch an hour, watch that, watch that, wow, wow, wow. Let's chase.